Welcome to Love Week on the Rutledge Perspective. And I just am overcome this week. Was looking at the fact that Valentine's Day is coming up, and that can be great for some people, that can be not so great for some people. And I know for us in my family, we have an issue with holidays in general. We have not had the best luck on holidays. But on Valentine's Day in 1994, we actually lost my paternal grandmother. And so it's never been that great a day for us. However, it is a day where there's an opportunity, and a week where there's an opportunity to really think about the power of love. And one of the things I posted this week was quotes from Bishop Michael Curry, who, for those of you who don't know, is the one who gave the sermon at the wedding of Harry and Meghan. Like I know them, Harry and Meghan. And so he says a lot about love. Most of his messages really center around love and the power of love. But one of the things he said was, love God, love your neighbors, and while you're at it, love yourself. And that's what I want to talk about, because I think it's really hard for us sometimes to turn that spirit of love or grace or that whole idea of being powerfully nice and powerfully kind, to turn that around to ourselves. And so during this Love Week, I thought, what better time to talk about giving ourselves some of that love, including self-care, including grace, including stepping into the knowledge that we are, in fact, magnificent. We are enough. We are where we are supposed to be at this time. We are doing what we are supposed to do. We have the skills, we have the knowledge, we have the ability to do whatever it is we feel our purpose is to do. And especially when that purpose is moving towards serving others, not just focused on ourselves, because that's where we kind of get in trouble. When we are all self-focused, that's when things start to fall apart. But when you push that outward, when you think about how you can be of service to other people, everything comes back to you tenfold. I was thinking about today this whole idea of love and loving oneself and affirmations, and this whole idea of self-love and magnificence. And I was reminded of this affirmation. It probably occurred maybe last year sometime, where there's this woman who was teaching her son. He was very young, like 2 years old, teaching him an affirmation. And at the end of the affirmation, he said, I can do anything. I believe the whole thing was, I'm smart, I am blessed, I can do anything. And you see this little boy walking down the street on the way to school, holding his banana, wearing his backpack, saying, I am smart, I am blessed, I can do anything. And it just brought tears to my eyes. It put a big smile on my face. And I thought, one, the innocence of children, right? I'm sure that he has somewhere an understanding of what that really means, because his parents have told him what that means. And he's memorized it, right? So there may be still a part of his brain that's like, no, these are the words I'm supposed to say. But his neurons are beginning to connect those words with meaning and the power of that, because words have power and words matter. And this week, this Love Week, not only just for those who are booed up and you got the love of your life and you're connected to the love of your life and you can be with them and be close to them. And there is nothing more magnificent than that, whether that is your partner, whether that is your family, whether that is your best friends, that having that connection, there is such power in that, because we are beings who like to be connected. And it is really important for those of you who don't have that person, who are single and who really are struggling with isolation right now, because there are more and more studies about how this is getting to be really hard for people who are single and isolated. This is a perfect time to turn that desire, to turn that love, to turn that willingness to give grace and to see beauty and to see magnificence to yourself. Go do that facial. Go have that drink by yourself, right? Socially distanced and safe, of course, because we are still in COVID. But take the time to step back and look at, what are those positive affirmations for you? Where is your magnificence? Where is your wonder? Where is your fantastic, incredible skill and capability that is uniquely you? And I don't say this lightly. I am very much a person, if you guys have been listening, who can give a lot of that grace to others. I'm not as great at giving that to myself. And so when I talk about putting your mask on first and all of these things, I've gotten good over the years, but it is still a work in progress many days because we all have those moments. We all have those periods of time where it's like, really, really, really. And yet, if we know at our core how magnificent we are, that we are fearfully and wonderfully made, that we have everything that we need, we can step into that process and that purpose that we're supposed to be living. I know years ago, people would say things to me like, oh man, Laurel, that was so great. Oh, I can't believe you said that. I wish I could do that. Or you look really nice today. And my first reaction all the time was, oh, thank you, but oh yeah, well, I really should have, and I had to tell myself, Laurel, accept the compliment. Just say thank you. Because even if I couldn't mentally or emotionally accept what they said as truth, the first step to getting to that self-acceptance and self-love and not arrogance, but confidence is to just say thank you. Laurel, that was so awesome. Thank you. And then stop. Don't let yourself go to, but, which many of us type A insecure overachievers start to do. Hello, I'm Laurel. I'm a type A insecure overachiever, right? So make sure that as you're going into this week, this love week, this week of us focusing on and understanding what love really is, because love is also about grace. Love is about freedom. Love is about stepping out with hope and possibility and the opportunity to see the good. That does not mean we are not aware. That does not mean we just roll over and take everything. It just means we lead with grace. We lead with possibility. We lead with opportunity. We lead with kindness. And we put ourselves on the top of that list. Because if we cannot be kind to ourselves, if we cannot give ourselves grace, if we cannot step into the place where we are okay with us, there is no way for us to be able to truly serve the way we want to serve other people. It's just not going to be possible. And so if you are really sitting in that space where you want to serve bigger and do better and go stronger and go harder, which we've talked about, so don't put yourself under too much pressure, start with kindness. Even on those days you're like, Lord, I just can't do anything else. I'm just going to bed. Go to bed. Go to bed. Put your pajamas on, get in bed, grab that popcorn or ice cream, do Netflix, do you. And then get up the next day and try it again. Because sometimes self-care and self-love is giving yourself a minute and being strong enough and being willing to go to those people who love you and say, not today. And those in your village will understand what it means when you say, not today. I just don't have it today. I just need a minute today. And take your minute. Take your minute and think and contemplate and wallow and cry and laugh and scream and exercise and sleep. Do all of those things that bring you to the place of strength. Bring you to the place that you can show up the way you want to show up. Because this week, if there's no other week, this week is the week about you. Show yourself some love. While you're at it, love yourself. That is the perspective I have this week on the Rutledge Perspective. Drop me a note. What are you doing to engage in self-love and self-care this week? What are you doing to pump yourself up so that you can pump others up? And while you're at it, give a shout out to some magnificent folks, some folks you love, some folks who know how to do it and can show the rest of us how to do it. Have a fantastic love week. I will catch you on the next Rutledge Perspective. You've been watching the Rutledge Perspective. Thank you for tuning in. If we have given you a different perspective, or if you've learned something new that you hadn't thought about before, please subscribe to the Rutledge Perspective podcast where you get your favorite podcasts, and give us a like on iTunes or Google Play or Stitcher. We really appreciate it. And your feedback is important as well, as we use that to inform our next episodes. You can also head over to my website, laurelrutledge.com, and download a freebie called Where's My Mojo that can really help you get out of your rut or maybe talk you back off that ledge of frustration.
You can also find previous episodes of the Rutledge Perspective on laurelrutledge.com. I really appreciate your tuning in. Thank you so much, and we'll see you next time.